Have you ever woken to a day, or perhaps many days, where a heavy cloak of pointlessness seems to settle over everything? The world, once vibrant, now feels muted, its colors dulled, its purpose obscured. This feeling, like a deep, still water, can be unsettling, leaving you adrift in a sea of what's the use. You're not alone in this. Many have navigated this very terrain. It's a profound human question. What is the point of it all? When routines become rote and achievements feel hollow, this question can echo louder than any other. It's not a sign of failure, but a signal from deep within, prompting us to look closer, to seek a different kind of understanding beyond the surface of daily life. This feeling is a doorway, not just a dead end. Today, we turn to a philosopher who stared unflinchingly into this void, Jean-Paul Sartre. He didn't offer easy answers or prepackaged comforts. Instead, he offered a radical perspective, one that can transform this feeling of pointlessness from a source of despair into a landscape of profound, personal power. His ideas can be a guiding light through this existential fog. Sartre, a key figure in existentialism, proposed a revolutionary idea. For humans, existence precedes essence. What does this mean? Simply put, you are not born with a predefined purpose or nature, like a chair is made to be sat on, or a knife is made to cut. You simply are first. You exist, you appear on the scene. Unlike objects manufactured with a specific function in mind, you were not created with an instruction manual or a divine blueprint that dictates your ultimate role. There is no cosmic script assigning you a part. This absence of a preordained essence, a set purpose, can initially feel like the very pointlessness we're discussing. But hold that thought. If existence comes first, then it is only afterward, through living, through choosing, through acting, that you define yourself. You create your own essence, your own meaning, your own purpose. Think of yourself not as a finished product, but as an ongoing project, a work of art constantly in progress, shaped by your own hand. This is the cornerstone of Sartre's philosophy, radical freedom. Because there is no predetermined purpose, you are utterly free to choose what you will become. This isn't a small, everyday freedom like choosing what to eat. It's a profound, almost terrifying freedom to define your very being. This freedom is not a gift without weight. With it comes total responsibility. If you are free to create your essence, then you and you alone are responsible for what you make of yourself. There's no one else to credit and no one else to blame. This can feel like a heavy burden, especially when life feels pointless. Sartre famously said, "Man is condemned to be free." Condemned because he did not create himself, yet he is free. Once thrown into the world, he is responsible for everything he does. This condemnation isn't negative. It's an acknowledgement of the inescapable nature of our liberty and its consequences. So when life feels pointless, it might be because we are sensing this vast, open space of freedom without yet knowing how to navigate it. We're looking for a map, but Sartre tells us we must draw our own. The point isn't hidden somewhere for us to find. It's something we must actively construct. This feeling of meaninglessness, Sartre called anguish. It's the realization of our total freedom and responsibility, the dizzying awareness that our choices define not only ourselves, but also our vision of humanity. It's the weight of knowing that when I choose, I am, in a way, choosing for everyone. This anguish isn't something to be avoided or suppressed. It's a sign that we are confronting the truth of our condition. It's the discomfort that precedes growth, the silence before the symphony begins. It's the human spirit grappling with its most profound capacity, to create meaning from nothingness. So what does Sartre suggest we do with this freedom, this anguish? He urges us towards authenticity. This means embracing our freedom, accepting our responsibility, and making choices that are truly our own, not dictated by external pressures or a desire to escape our liberty. The opposite of authenticity is what Sartre called bad faith or mauvaise foi. This is when we deceive ourselves into believing we are not free. We pretend we are objects, determined by our circumstances, our past, or the expectations of others. We say, I have no choice. Examples of bad faith are common. The waiter who acts too much like a waiter, becoming a caricature rather than a person choosing to do a job. Or someone blaming their character, I'm just a shy person, as if shyness is an immutable thing, not a pattern of choices. Bad faith is an attempt to escape the anguish of freedom. It's a way of pretending the vastness of our responsibility doesn't exist. But in doing so, we deny our very humanity, our capacity to transcend our current situation and create ourselves anew. We become actors playing a role, not authors of our own lives. To combat pointlessness, then, is to choose authenticity over bad faith. It means recognizing in every moment of decision, I am choosing. Even not choosing is a choice. This recognition is the first step towards actively crafting a life that feels meaningful, because it is your creation. So how do we begin to create this meaning? Sartre emphasizes action and commitment. It is not enough to simply think about what you want to be or what values you hold. You must act on them. You must commit to projects, to causes, to other people. Meaning arises from what you do. If you want to be a writer, you must write. If you want to be compassionate, you must perform acts of compassion. Your essence is the sum of your actions. Pointlessness often festers in inaction, in the gap between who we are and who we could be through our choices. Consider a painter. Before the first stroke, the canvas is blank, a symbol of that initial pointlessness or pure potential. It is only through the act of painting, through each deliberate choice of color and form, that an image, a meaning, emerges. Your life is that canvas. Your commitments shape your world and give it structure. By dedicating yourself to something, a relationship, a skill, a community project, you create values. These values are not discovered. They are brought into being by your investment and your fidelity to those commitments. Sartre also highlighted the importance of the other. Our interactions with other people are crucial. When someone looks at us, they see us as an object momentarily defining us. But in this, they also confirm our existence and call us to responsibility for how we appear in the world. This look of the other can be challenging, making us self-conscious. But it also reminds us that our actions have impact, that we are part of a shared human reality. We create meaning not just for ourselves, but within the context of humanity. Our choices ripple outwards. So when life feels pointless, a Sartrean approach isn't to search for a hidden meaning, but to start creating it. Ask yourself, what small action can I take today that aligns with a value I choose to embody? What commitment can I make, however minor? The feeling of pointlessness often thrives on passivity. Action is its antidote. Even if the action feels small or its ultimate purpose isn't immediately clear, the act of choosing and doing begins to weave a fabric of meaning. Each thread, however slender, contributes to the whole. It's about shifting from what is the meaning of life to what meaning will I give to my life. The first question implies a passive search for something external. The second empowers you as the active creator, the artist of your own existence. This is a profound shift. Sartre's philosophy doesn't promise happiness or an easy life. It promises significance through responsibility. The weight of this freedom is real, but so is the immense power it grants you to live a life that is authentically yours, filled with purpose of your own making. You are not defined by your past mistakes or current circumstances unless you choose to be. At any moment, you can choose a new path, a new value, a new action. This is the continuous project of self-creation. The point isn't to find a fixed point, but to engage in the ongoing process. That feeling of pointlessness, then, can be seen as an invitation to step out of bad faith, to stop pretending you are merely a product of forces beyond your control. It's a call to embrace your radical freedom and to begin the work of defining who you are. This doesn't mean you need to undertake grandiose projects. Meaning can be found in the way you approach your daily tasks, your interactions, your quiet moments of reflection. It's about the intention and the choice behind your actions, no matter how small they seem. Consider the idea that man is nothing else but what he makes of himself. This is not a statement of bleakness, but one of ultimate empowerment. You are the sculptor, and your life is the marble. The masterpiece is waiting to be revealed through your deliberate chiseling. This perspective challenges the comfort of blaming external factors. If life feels pointless, Sartre would gently push us to ask, what choices am I making or avoiding that contribute to this feeling? How am I exercising or abdicating my freedom? The point, then, isn't a universal truth handed down from on high. It's a personal truth forged in the fires of your lived experience and your freely chosen commitments. It's subjective, yes, but no less real or powerful for that. In fact, its subjectivity is its strength. It is uniquely yours. When you feel adrift, remember that the ocean's vastness also means infinite directions you can choose to sail. The absence of prescribed landmasses means you get to chart your own islands, discover your own continents of meaning. The compass is within you, your capacity to choose. Think about a passion or a deep interest you have, or once had. What if you were to commit to it, not as a hobby, but as an act of defining yourself? Pouring your energy into something you choose freely is a powerful way to inject meaning into your days. This process isn't about instant gratification. Building a meaningful life, like building a cathedral, takes time, effort, and sustained commitment. There will be days when the work feels arduous, but each stone laid, each choice made, adds to the emerging structure. The values you create through your actions become the bedrock of your existence. If you choose to value kindness, then acts of kindness become meaningful. If you choose to value knowledge, then learning becomes meaningful. You are the legislator of your own moral and purposeful universe. Pointlessness can also stem from a feeling of isolation. Sartre reminds us we are in the world with others. Engaging with others, contributing to a community, or even just truly listening to another person can forge connections that imbue life with shared purpose. Don't wait for meaning to strike you like lightning. It's a quiet dawn, built by consistent, small acts of will. Each time you choose action over apathy, responsibility over evasion, you are pushing back against the tide of pointlessness. You are affirming your power to create. This existentialist view might seem stark, but it is also profoundly optimistic. It places the power to live a significant life squarely in your hands. No external circumstance or predetermined fate can ultimately rob you of this freedom to choose your response and thus, your meaning. The void of pointlessness is not empty. It is pregnant with possibility. It is the ultimate blank slate upon which you can inscribe your unique signature, your chosen purpose. It is an invitation to become the author of your story, rather than a mere reader of a pre-written script. If you feel a lack of purpose, try this. Identify one small thing you can do today that you genuinely choose. It could be learning a new word, helping a neighbor, or starting a creative project. Observe how this act of choosing and doing feels. This is not about finding the one grand purpose. Life's meaning, in Sartre's view, is often a mosaic of many smaller, chosen purposes, commitments, and actions that, taken together, create a unique and personal masterpiece. Each tile matters. The feeling of pointlessness can be a symptom of living in bad faith, of denying our freedom. It's like wearing shoes that are too tight because someone else said they were fashionable. Authenticity is choosing shoes that fit you, allowing you to walk your path freely. To live authentically is to be true to your chosen self in each moment. It's an ongoing process of aligning your actions with your freely chosen values. This alignment itself is a powerful source of meaning, a way of saying, "This is who I choose to be, and this is how I live." Sartre's ideas liberate us from the need for external validation for our purpose. If you choose a path and commit to it, its meaning is inherent in your choice and commitment, regardless of whether the world applauds or even notices. Your conviction is the anchor. When pointlessness whispers, "Nothing matters," remember that your choices make things matter. By choosing to care, by choosing to act, by choosing to create, you imbue the world with the significance you decide it will have. You are an active force of meaning-making. This philosophy doesn't deny the suffering or absurdity that can exist in life. Instead, it asks, given these conditions, how will you choose to respond? How will you create value even in the face of meaninglessness or hardship? That is where your true freedom lies. The point of life, then, is not a destination to arrive at, but the very journey of choosing, acting, and creating yourself. It is the process of becoming. This journey is inherently meaningful because it is the expression of your unique freedom. Embrace the idea that you are condemned to be free. See it not as a curse, but as a profound permission slip to invent your life. The absence of a pre-written script means you get to be the playwright, director, and lead actor in your own unfolding drama. When life feels pointless, it's often because we've outsourced our sense of purpose. We look to jobs, relationships, or societal approval to tell us we matter. Sartre encourages us to reclaim that power, to find purpose from within our own choices and commitments. Consider your daily actions. How many are chosen freely, and how many are done out of habit, obligation, or a desire to avoid responsibility? Becoming aware of this distinction is crucial. Each freely chosen action is a stitch in the tapestry of your self-created meaning. Sartre's message is ultimately one of empowerment. You are not a victim of meaninglessness. You are the architect of meaning. This is a significant responsibility, yes, but it is also the source of profound dignity and the potential for a deeply authentic life. The anguish Sartre speaks of is not meant to paralyze us, but to awaken us to the stakes of our existence. It's the feeling of standing on a precipice, realizing you can fly if you dare to spread your own wings, wings you must fashion yourself through your choices. So if today feels pointless, try this small experiment. Choose one thing, however trivial it may seem, and do it with the full awareness that you are choosing it. Infuse it with your will. Notice if that small act shifts anything within you. Meaning isn't a grand revelation. It's often built quietly, choice by choice. It's in the integrity of your actions, the sincerity of your commitments, the courage to be who you decide to be, even when no one is watching. It's an internal compass guiding your steps. When we avoid our freedom, we might feel temporarily comfortable, but we also risk a deeper sense of emptiness. Embracing it, with all its inherent responsibility, allows us to build a life that, while perhaps challenging, resonates with our deepest core. Remember, existence precedes essence. You are here. That is the given. What you become, what your life signifies, is up to you. This isn't a burden to be lamented, but a creative opportunity to be seized with both hands. You are the artist of your days. The next time that wave of pointlessness washes over you, pause. Acknowledge it. Then, gently remind yourself of your freedom, your power to choose, your capacity to create meaning through action. Pick one small thing and pour your authentic self into it. Sartre's philosophy isn't about finding answers in ancient texts or divine revelations, but within the lived reality of your own choices. The sacred text is the one you write with your life, day by day. Each decision is a word, each action a sentence, forming your unique story. This freedom means that your past does not have to dictate your future. You are not a fixed entity, but a dynamic process of becoming. Every day offers a fresh canvas, a new opportunity to choose the values and actions that will define you moving forward. To combat pointlessness, engage with the world. Don't retreat from it. Commit to something, anything that resonates with you. Pour your energy into it. It is through this engagement that purpose is not found but forged like a sword in the smith's fire. The responsibility for creating your own meaning can feel immense, but it is also the source of true human dignity. It means you are not a passive recipient of fate, but an active participant in the creation of your destiny. This is your power. If you are waiting for a sign or for permission to live a meaningful life, Sartre would say, You are the sign. Your freedom is the permission. The only thing required is your choice, your action, your commitment to live authentically. The feeling of pointlessness can be a fog that obscures the vibrant world of choices available to you. But like any fog, it can be navigated. Your will, your decision to act, is like a light that can pierce through, revealing the path one step at a time. Think of a project you've been putting off, something you genuinely want to do. What if you committed to taking just one small step today? That single act of will can begin to dissolve the feeling of powerlessness that often accompanies pointlessness. Your life is your unique project. There is no one else who can live it for you, no one else who can make your choices. This is both the challenge and the beauty of the human condition as Sartre saw it. Embrace your role as the primary creator. Pointlessness is not a verdict on life's inherent value, but rather a reflection of our current relationship with our own freedom and responsibility. It's a call to re-engage, to choose, to act, to create the value we seek. Living authentically means that even in mundane tasks, you can find meaning by choosing your attitude and your level of engagement. You can choose to be present, to do your best, to infuse even simple acts with your chosen values. The path out of pointlessness is not discovered, it is built. Brick by brick, choice by choice, action by action. You are the builder. The materials are your freedom and your will. The design is your unique vision for your life. When you embrace this Sartrean perspective, life may not become easier, but it can become richer, more vibrant, and imbued with a profound sense of personal significance. You move from being a spectator of your life to its active, engaged protagonist. So what to do when life feels pointless? The answer lies not in finding a point, but in making one. You are free, choose, act, commit, create your essence. This is the challenging, yet ultimately liberating path Sartre illuminates for us. This isn't about achieving some grand, external validation. It's about an internal alignment, your actions reflecting your freely chosen self. This inner coherence is a powerful antidote to the feeling of fragmentation that pointlessness can bring. Each day presents countless opportunities for choice. In small ways and large, you are constantly defining who you are. Recognize this power. Wield it consciously. This is how meaning is woven into the fabric of your existence. The anguish of freedom is the price of admission to a life of self-creation. It's far preferable to the dull ache of a life lived in bad faith, a life where your potential remains unexpressed because you pretended you had no choice. Remember that your values are not static. As you grow and change, so too can the commitments and projects that give your life meaning. Authenticity involves this ongoing dialogue with yourself, constantly re-choosing and reaffirming your path. So the answer to pointlessness isn't a secret formula. It's a stance towards life, one of active engagement and courageous self-creation. It is deciding that your life will mean what you choose for it to mean through your actions. This may feel daunting, but it is also deeply hopeful. It means that no matter how pointless things seem now, you hold the power to change that narrative. The pen is in your hand. The story of your meaning is waiting to be written by you. Your life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be created. Embrace this creative task. Find the courage to choose, the discipline to act, and the resilience to commit. In this, you will find your answer to pointlessness. Let the feeling of pointlessness be not an end, but a beginning, a call to awaken your innate power to define your own existence. For as Sartre showed us, the point of life is not something to be found, but something to be profoundly, uniquely, and courageously made.